Memory's just not there for the flow.
Okay, here we go. Good to go from the top?
Yep.
Okay, recording.
'Name's Aaron Hughes, born 18th of April 2005, 17, and was born in Leicester. Five days a week I would live with my nan and my granddad in Leicester. I grew up in sort of the south of Leicester. My mum got a house in northwest Leicestershire. So at the time when I was born, my mum was going through a bit of stuff. The job wasn't very well paid at the time. She worked so many hours, so I couldn't really see her. My mum basically said, "Oh, can you look after him for 5 days a week whilst I'm working?" And my nan, she was like, "Yeah, I'll look after him." No. So I'd see her at the weekends. She'd pick me up on a Friday night, and then I'd head back to my nan's on a Monday morning. But when I was with my mum, was at weekends back then. I'd just kind of chill with her, just eat dinner, talk, everything you do really with your mum, just 2 days instead of 7 days a week. I bounced around schools in the area, but most of them were in walking distance. There's a couple schools that really come to mind. Shaftesbury, my old primary school, just off the main road in Leicester, so you can imagine what that was like to get to on a Tuesday morning. But growing up, it was just calm. There was a hill down the road from where I used to live, so I used to go down there with my pals all the time, kick football and do whatever 10-year-olds do. When I was in year 7, things weren't too great. I was bullied a little bit. So my mum insisted that I moved back to live with her. One thing led to another, and eventually I moved in with my mum in about 2016, 2017. Life was all amazing for about 3-4 years. So this is a photo of me and obviously my mum. This was probably the first photo that we had together. I was probably about 3, maybe even 4 when this photo was taken. Kind of took it. I just kind of accepted it, and then I seen mum after that, and we had a very long conversation. And then my uncle and auntie come down from Scotland to help out. Look, a bunch of stuff happened in between that. She threw up more black stuff, and stuff spread to her lungs and what have you. And she was in and out of hospital constantly. I was bouncing from everywhere. I was bouncing from my home with my mum to my granddad's until the 11th of July 2020. My uncle shouts upstairs and pack your mum's bag, she's going to hospital. And I was like, all right. And at this point, it was just standard procedure, to be fair. I just kind of accepted it. I was like, all right, calm, I've just got a packed bag. And I'll never forget this. So I went downstairs, and there was ambulance people all in my front room. Mum's absolutely just losing it, because she basically, to sum up what was going on, she couldn't breathe at all. Like, her lungs were I don't know what happened. I was sat there just watching, and I was just trying to take it all in. My mum was screaming, and so I was like, bun this, I can't act this. So I went upstairs, came downstairs about 20 minutes later for her to just not be there, and her bag was like on the floor. So I'm thinking, okay, they've had to rush this. That was the last time I see my mum alive. My uncle was told that my mum had passed away. So here's the grave of my late great dear mother. She is right here. My mum was different gravy. She was an amazing person, and to be honest, I think it's symbolised really by them 3 roses. See, look, Now that's where my name comes from. 1, 2, 3, triple rose. That's where my name comes from, if anyone was wondering. That little inscription, I came up with that. I'm well proud of that. And I thought that sounded really good, and it's quite true to how my mum was really. You know, she probably did give off a bit more than she could chew to people, but that's what made her happy, so I wouldn't complain about that, and she is forever in my head and in my heart. And at this point, I'd literally been through all of this stuff, and I thought, I want to do something. And I'd always listened to music, so I started writing music. I think there was one night where I just went into my room and I just started writing music. All the songs that I'd write at the start were all about my mum and how I coped with everything that happened with my mum, and I felt some sort of comfort in doing it. It was kind of like a mini therapy session really, like just kind of writing music about my mum. I knew that it would take time to get better and get better. And then eventually I got to the point where I thought I can publish this. So I wrote a song called Teen.
Growing as a teen is hard, I know that. Mounting pressures, unbelievable measures. Told to grow quicker than anyone before you. Fuck, it's true, I know it ain't fair.
I just kept going and going and going and doing it, because I enjoyed doing it. As much as it was bad, I enjoyed doing it, and obviously all helping out with kind of coping with everything that happened to my mum, like that kind of spurred me on to do it even more. I just wanted to, like, all the people that were saying it was dead, I was like, alright, sound, you think it's dead, but then watch when it's actually decent, then I can whip around and go, yeah, well, you're saying it's dead, but now it's decent. Kind of like a rant, just like I'm just waffling about shit I don't like, so I've just called it Untitled, part like 1.0, just because I couldn't think of a name of it, and I thought Untitled 1.0 would sound quite good.
No, that's alright, I've just cut off the syllable from respect.
My message is on Outlook, not Facebook, about putting in some work.
Yeah, so put the first put in some work.
Same man talk about love and heartbreak, but they ain't experienced no heartache. They ain't sat awake, or they ain't been led astray. Wanted the pain to go away, wishing that you die sooner day. Wishing that the future go away, missing all your hopes of being safe. Same man talk about love and heartbreak, but they ain't experienced no heartache. They ain't sat awake, or they ain't been led astray. Wanted the pain to go away, wishing that you die sooner day. Wishing that the future go away, missing all your hopes of being safe. Wait!
Coming back here and everything, it was just like kind of made me think a bit, just a bit like how I could have just completely gone off the rails. I touch upon this in my music quite a lot if you pay attention to my lyrics. I just could have gone completely off the rails, because if you really think about it, when my mum died, it was just kind of like myself at that point, so I could have just completely gone off it, but I don't know what caused me not to, but I decided to stick with it, and so here I am now making music and recording a documentary in the middle of where I used to live, jumping on slides and doing random stuff. Mint.
No littering.
SD4 like Harlan, moving like Mara's out in the wing. Come from the left like she ping, I'ma do my thing like Beckham in the noughties. Free kick that's out of range, change, get out of the flame, man. Changing the game for the better. Fuck that man, burn that pressure.